Hey everybody, this is Craig Cottle, the Director of Nature Reliance School, coming to you today to do a product review on the American trade knife that's being put out by Deer Creek Forge. Pay attention for the whole video. At the end, I'm going to tell you how you can find Deer Creek Forge and get your own trade knife, as well as I'm going to give this knife away to one very fortunate person. All right, so my good friend Clint at Deer Creek Wilderness Outfitters sent me a knife, this American trade knife, as well as he sent me an oilskin tarp. And I've been utilizing and playing and working with those things for the last, it's been a couple months now. I've had it in classes, this particular knife, for military personnel all the way to average ordinary Joes and Janes like you and me. And so what we've been discovering is what people like and what they dislike about it, which quite frankly there's not a much dislike that goes along with it. So what I wanted to do is review all the specs on it, that's for sure, make sure you understand what's all involved with the knife itself, and then I want to put it through its paces a little bit and show you what we've done with it, and so you have a good look-see at what this knife is all about. So this blade from Deer Creek Forge that they're referring to as the American trade knife is made of 1095 high carbon steel. It's got a Rockwell hardness of somewhere around 57 to 60. The handles are made of walnut, and I believe there's going to be other options available. The handles themselves are 4.5 inches long. The blade is 5 3/8 inches long, and the blade itself is 1.5 inches wide. The thickness of the blade at the spine is 1/8 of an inch thick, and so basically you have an overall length of 10 inches. The blade itself is a Scandivex edge, and the scales themselves are polished, so it has a good feel in your hand. I have found that the handle's a little bit large for my hand, but a lot of people really like that larger handle. So the American trade knife, again, is a fantastic tool for basically any survival or camping chore. Obviously, for batoning wood, it's an excellent choice to do as much wood as you want to. Now we've done this, and the point I try to make when I talk about doing this in class is that it's not just me. I know how to baton wood. Some of my students are new to it, so I put this kind of tool in their hands because they're beginners. An advanced person like myself, I like it. The beginners, they liked it. And so that gives you a good cross-section of experience levels on whether this knife is going to be a useful tool or not. And it also makes fine work really good too. If you take one of your baton pieces of wood, get the bark off. It's been wet, so I'm trying to get this bark off of it. I'm going to build this fire today and just do your fine work too. So let's take a look at how this thing works with a ferro rod. You'll note that the spine of the knife itself is a very sharp 90 degrees, which makes it a perfect knife to be utilized with a modern ferro rod. So the other thing that I want to tell you about, I just don't like putting this on camera, is I don't like putting dead animals on camera. But my son and I were fortunate enough to harvest a few deer this year, and we processed, we use several knives because I get sent knives on a regular basis. But we use this particular knife on 2 deer that we process, and I'm talking from field dressing the deer all the way to packaging it up at the house. And it worked exceptionally well. The only issue I had is that repeated use on a cutting block, which is an issue of having a lot of deer meat to cut up, which is not a problem. Then it was in need of sharpening on a semi-regular basis while I was cutting up the meat. But as far as field dressing the animal and utilizing it as well in an advanced survival class that I taught where we processed a sheep, and again, I put it in the hands of beginners when we did that, so they could both skin the animal, take the shoulders off, process, cut the loins out, and all the things that you do when you process a large game animal. This knife worked exceptionally well. So I hope that gives you a pretty good look at the American trade knife by Deer Creek Forge. Clint was incredibly generous to myself when he sent the knife and oilskin tarp. If my understanding is correct, they're going to quit selling the tarp, so you need to get over to Deer Creek Wilderness Outfitters as soon as possible and snatch those up before they're gone, because they're fantastic tarps. I've actually got a review coming out of it, which I guess is going to be a little bit too late, But again, fantastic tarps. The American trade knife. Now this is what you need to do. Go to Deer Creek Forge. I'll give you a link below where you can go get one of these yourself for 99 bucks. It's incredible value for $99. Most of the knives that are of this style in this range are, you know, 150, 160 bucks, and they're really well-known knife makers are 200 plus range. So good timing for you to get a knife for 99 bucks, a fantastic knife. The only issue that I've had with a knife through the whole process is the handle is just a little bit too big for my liking. So it's going to fit your hand perfectly if you like a big handle knife, and a lot of people do in the survival community. So with that said, I'm going to give this knife away, and here's how you do it. Just follow the link below to the blog piece on Dan's Depot on where this review is labeled on the blog, not just the video, and you'll have clear instructions on how to enter to win this exact knife right here. So, as everything we do with Nature and Light School, come on, join in, let's learn together.